Part 2, because the camera got hot and shut down. Sorry about that. These new phones are, I guess, smarter than we are. But as I was saying, I ended up doing some research on the Democrat Party, which is American history, it's my history. Trying to figure out why blacks vote Democrat. And it was very interesting that the one side, the group of people who did not want slavery was the Republicans. All the Republicans voted against slavery, which is keeping our black asses in bondage. Excuse me. Still a little ticked off about the camera getting hot. Darn phones, you're not smarter than us. Okay, you might be. And all the Democrats were for slavery. So, with just a few minutes of Googling, I was able to figure that out. And I'm like, okay, why come all these black people are still doing it? They can't go on Google and check their own party? Then come to find out that Democrats created the KKK in retaliation. In retaliation for the black people being free. Like, okay, even more evidence that black people voting Democrat was kind of crazy to begin with. What kind of laws did the Democrats create? They created stuff like Jim Crow, which was very oppressive to black people. You know, they did so much to black people, but black people still vote for them. And then I had to try to figure out, well, why is that? Well, you can look back at the party flip. Party flip of the 50s and 60s, when we had LBJ in office. Now, LBJ, as we know, was the person, one of the main people who wanted JFK assassinated. JFK wanted to end the war. JFK was basically costing a lot of people a lot of money. Now, JFK had some criminal ties his own self, but at that particular time, he was expanding government, which did help minorities, especially black people. Now, that government expansion helped, you know, with housing and stuff like that, but it hurt as well. It helped because a lot of us were underprivileged and needed, you know, help, subsidies, homes, food stamps, things like that, welfare. But the Dirty Dems did do some things like, especially with Section 8, yeah, black family, yeah, we'll help you out, we'll give you this house, but, you can't have a man around. So taking father figures out of the home was a big step to keeping us suppressed. And then you had Margaret Sanger, founder of Planned Parenthood, who's on record stating that she created it to neutralize the black race, the Negro race, to kill us. And even right now, 92% of those Planned Parenthood facilities are in the black area. But I'd say more importantly, this whole party flip theory comes from the fact that a lot of Republicans were scared to come out against Lyndon B. Johnson, which is when a lot of black people started voting Democrat. Because see, the Democrats, they started coming out of their Klan robes and running for Senate, and you know, more and more of them getting empowered, like Robert Byrd. And with Lyndon B having ties to the mob, he's just not a guy you want to screw with and be like, you don't want to be like, yeah, this guy here is a part of the KKK. And then you end up with your head lopped off somewhere. And so I think a lot of people were scared to speak up against Lyndon B, especially the Republicans, which is why they were being able to pull this whole party flip thing and just say that, you know, the Republicans decided they wanted to change and they were all of a sudden the evil white people who didn't want to share with black people and wanted to keep us back in chains, as Joe Biden said, and that all of a sudden the Democrats had a change of heart and wanted to help black people. So the party flip was BS as well, but there is no excuse now with all this modern day technology, which will shut down on you if it gets too hot. There's no excuse now for people not to be able to do a little research and find out who they're voting for. So after I finally did that research, I said screw it and walked away. And it was around that same time that Romney was running for president, 2012. And Facebook, you know, as far as Facebook is concerned, I campaigned for him as much as I could. Pointed out all the crap that Barack had done and was going to do. And, you know, my father, he'd ask me things. Okay, well, what's going to happen with this? What's going to happen with that? And, of course, he turned around and voted for Barack. And Barack won, and, you know, there was things going on about the election, but I walked away at that moment. Walked away. I voted for Romney. That was in 2012, the first time that I had voted Republican. Even though he lost, even though I really didn't care for Romney. And then came this previous election where Trump became the nominee. And I was a big Ben Carson supporter until the news destroyed him. Well, his campaign manager destroyed him by saying that he lied about having a full-blown college scholarship. And that school that he went to even came out and supported Ben and was like, we use that terminology as not to confuse some people, but the news went with it, and they started trying to interview people from like 40 years ago, trying to see if certain incidents happened, and called him a liar, destroyed him quick. Then Cruz became front runner and lost out, and then Trump ended up getting the nomination. So I had to listen to Trump and, you know, his promises and stuff like that, and hope he held on. And after those debates, man, and he started kicking their behinds and stuff, I'm like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, this might be the direction we need to go. Somebody that has some cojones. I liked his proposals. I liked his views on things. I liked the way he talked to you or me like we were his equal. Didn't talk down on us, using all that fancy language that we can't understand. Talked like a common person. And I understood him. And I also, you know, been listening to the radio and how they would talk about the news and stuff as well. Because I had stopped watching the news. News lies to you. And they were talking about how the news people had a vendetta against him. And sure enough, the first debate they asked him, the first question was about him talking about women, how he disrespected women. Called them filthy pigs and fat and whatever. I was like, yeah, they're trying to drop him. So, anyways, Trump became the candidate. I listened to his speeches. I watched him get lied on constantly by the news, including the speech where they claimed that he said all Mexicans need to go back or some crap like that. I didn't forget because they keep on lying on him so much. And I voted for Trump. And this is another incident where people were, man, you're a house Negro. And you're a coon. Dad, he was asking me, you know, so what's Trump gonna do? Versus what's Hillary gonna do? And so I told him, man, Hillary's gonna raise taxes, which I can't afford, because he used to get on my case. Like, son, why don't you have any money left? Well, at that time, I was on child support. and had bills to pay and forced to buy that damn insurance. I'm like, she's going to raise taxes again on me. They're going to keep Obamacare. Trump's going to lower taxes. He's going to let us shop across state lines. I think we might need to go that way. Of course, he turned around and voted for Hillary after we discussed the Clinton kill list, the fake investigation, all the criminal stuff that she did. It's like, oh man, Trump didn't do any of that. Here's the proof right here. Type it up. So some people are robots. Some will never walk away, but I walked away. Hopefully most of y'all walk away. Hopefully this, I'm just one of the thousands of people who walked away. Nobody told me to walk away. The choice I made just by chance. Thinking about walking away? Turn off your TV news. Straight up. Just turn it off. If you do just have to watch some news, put it on Fox. But even Fox can be a bit trifling its own self. If you're gonna watch some Fox, watch some Sean Hannity. I'm telling you, put it on him, because that's one of the few you can trust. Put that radio news on, because that's where you're gonna get your truth. Radio news that Rush Limbaugh that they keep lying on, you want to be informed, put it on there. He comes on at 11 a.m. on 740 a.m. station. Sean Hannity comes on after him. Very informative. Try to find you some Michael Savage on the 950. Walton and Johnson, they come on the 9:50 a.m. station. And they come on early in the morning. I think they come on like 5:30 in the morning. Man, get informed. Turn that TV off, because they lying to y'all. If you're thinking about walking away, turn that TV off, flip that radio on. Anyways, peace out.